life phase. And now details of the news. Rivers State Deputy Governor Professor Ngozi Odu says that the Governor Simlai Fubara-led administration is focused on people-oriented interventions and people-oriented projects. Professor Odu stated this while playing host to members of the Rivers State branch of All Nigeria Confederation of Principals of Schools, of Secondary Schools and Corps at the Government House in Port Harcourt. Obiandu Madume reports.
Professor Odu said the present administration will continue to implement programs and policies that would positively impact the people, directly or indirectly, adding that payment of 100,000 naira Christmas bonus to civil servants in the state, promotion of workers, and the ongoing ring road project, amongst others, is clear indication of the governor's love for the people of the state. The deputy governor urged civil servants to encourage the governor by letting him know they are grateful for what he has done, noting that when you express appreciation for what somebody has done for you, the person will do more.
His administration is focused on people-oriented interventions, people-oriented projects, beyond physical things that can impact on people directly or indirectly. And that's why you see him rolling out some of these things that you don't see, but you feel. You felt the 100,000 at Christmas. You felt his promotion. People going on the road may not see it, but he is impacting on people. And we will only encourage him by letting him know we are grateful for that which he has done. And you know, when you express appreciation for what somebody has done for you, the person will do more. And I want to reassure you that he will certainly do more by God's grace. Because the teachers have been formidable in the support for this government, and we do not take that for granted. Because you can have many choices, yet we choose to stand by sin and by self. Despite the one or two distractions, we will continue to do the little we can, but that will definitely impact on you people.
In his remarks, the president of the state branch of All Nigeria Confederation of Principals of Secondary Schools, Venerable Innocent Umesi, expressed gratitude to Governor Siminalayi Fubara for the implementation of their promotions, which had protracted over the years, noting that this singular act has shown the governor's word is his bond. The ANCOP's president, who said they were eager, willing and ever ready to partner the state government, also thanked the state chief executive for the prompt payment of teachers' salaries and payment of registration fees for basic education certificate examination, West African Senior Secondary School certificate examination, and NECO examination to aid indigent parents and students. Obiandu Madume, Rstv News.
The convener Global Crusade with Kumuyi Pastor William show practical partnership with the body of Christ in promoting peace and goodwill in the state. Pastor Kumuyi stated this at the Minister Church Workers and Professional Conference with the theme Staying Faithful Amid End-Time Ministry Challenges at the Obi-Wale International Conference Center, Port Harcourt. Addressing the workers, Pastor Kumuyi thanked Governor Simlai Fubara for his magnanimity and practical partnership with the church, adding that the governor is in his inaugural speech during his swearing-in ceremony said, as governor's promised to be in partnership with the church, and he has always fulfilled that. The convener of the GCK, who spoke through the River State Overseer and South-South Coordinator of the Deeper Christian Life Ministry, Pastor Andrew Osage, said they just want to thank God for the governor and pray that the Almighty God will keep him to fulfill the purpose in the state like King Cyrus. The pastor also commended the Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, and the Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria, PFN, for the unity, love, sacrifice, spirit, and selflessness in mobilizing the people in the state to make the program a success. President Bola Tinubu has frowned at the protest called by the Nigerian Labour Congress NLC, saying his administration cannot be judged after 9 months in office. Recording nationwide strike notice to the federal government over the failure to implement the agreements reached on October 2nd, 2023, following the removal of fuel subsidy. Responding, Tinubu said it is unacceptable to call for strike in just 9 months of an administration. Tinubu spoke at the inauguration of the Lagos Rail Mass Transit held at Ikeja train station. The president, who arrived at the venue for the official flag-off, later witnessed the signing of the contract for Phase 2 of the LMRT Red Line project between the state government and the contractor. Now, reports reaching Rstv News Desk says Senate has, in a surprise move, extended the service years of the clerk to the National Assembly CNA to move which will make over 200 other staff of the National Assembly to have 5 more service years. This comes barely a week after the Senate stepped down the bill seeking extension of years of service and age of retirement for staff of the National Assembly. The Senate passed the bill seeking to serve extension for third reading, as earlier done by the House of Representatives. The Red Chamber had last Thursday when the bill seeking for its concurrence of an extension of years of service for staffers on the National Assembly from 35 to 40 years and age of retirement from 60 to 65 years stood it down on an account of stiff opposition against the proposal. Some of the senators who kicked against the proposal were the Senate Whip, Ali Ndume, Senator Enyinaya Abaribe, and Senator Mohammed Muntari Dantuse. Similarly, the House of Representatives says the Stephen Orosanye report on civil service reform had become outdated and needed to be updated before implementation. The House plenary told Tinubu to comprehensively review the 2012 Orosanye report and all other related reports and white papers before any implementation. Specifically, the Green Chamber urged the President to comprehensively review the Ogoni Aji project, which reviewed Orosanye report, the white paper released by the President Jonathan administration, the Ama People white paper, and the Ebele Okeke white paper in line with current realities. The resolution of the House was sequel to adoption of a motion of urgent national importance jointly signed by Honorable Kama Nkem Kama, Honorable Olumide Osoba, and Honorable Jonathan Gwefi. Moving the motion, Nkem Kama recalled that in 2012, the Jonathan administration set up the Presidential Committee on the Rationalization and Restructuring of Federal Government Parastatals, Commissions, and Agencies, headed by Stephen Orasanya, retired federal civil servant and former head of service of the Federation. The clamor to establish the Nigerian Peace Corps got a boost as the House of Representatives passed for third and final reading a bill for an act to establish the security outfit. The Nigerian Peace Corps Establishment Bill, which seeks to give statutory backing to the existing Peace Corps of Nigeria under the leadership of Dr. Destin Akko, was unanimously passed by the 10th House on October 12, 2023. However, less than 2 months after the passage, a motion for recession on the Nigerian Peace Corps Establishment Bill 2023, HPS 309 and 482 was moved on the floor of the House by Honorable Francis Waive. He noted that after the passage of the bill, new facts emerged that will strengthen the functions of the operational structure of the Corps, hence a need for the House to rescind its decision on the bill and recommit it to the Committee of the Whole for reconsideration and passage. The bill, which was jointly sponsored by the Deputy Speaker Honorable Benjamin Kalu and House Majority Leader Professor Julius Ihonvere, among others, seeks to establish the Nigerian Peace Corps as a body charged with the responsibilities to develop, empower, and provide gainful employment to youth to facilitate peace, volunteerism, community services, neighborhood watch, and nation building. The Minister of Power, Adeboye Adelabu, has inaugurated 5 projects located in Okene, Kogi State, Amupe, Delta State, Potiskum, Yobe State, Apo in Abuja, and Ivobo, Edo State, under the Phase 1 of the Presidential Power Initiative PPI. The Phase 1 of the PPI is targeted at increasing Nigeria's wheeling capacity by 272 megawatts, thus culminating in more robust delivery of electricity to consumers across the nation. Speaking at the commissioning of the 60 MVA power transformer, Adelabu said Concurrently, the federal government is remotely inaugurating the 4 additional sites. According to him, when on August 31, 2018, the federal government established the PPI, the underlying objective was to coordinate the partnership and secure financing for the project that would improve the country's power transmission, distribution, and generation capacity for the benefit of Nigerian households and businesses. Now, do you love and care about real estate and have peace? If yes, let's build and take her to greater heights. This is a task you and I must accomplish. And up ahead on the news, a state-run electricity company of Ghana calls electricity to Parliament over 23 million Ghana cedi debt. And Israel-Gaza war, more than 100 killed in crowd near Gaza aid convoy. Details when we return to the state.
This is Rstv World News. We bring you world-class news, accurate, first-hand, entertaining, balanced analysis. Rstv, Channel 22 Port Harcourt.
Welcome back. You're still watching the Rstv News 3. Now moving ahead. Troops of the Nigerian Army, in conjunction with hybrid force and elements of the Civilian Joint Task Force, have killed 3 Boko Haram and Islamic State West African Province ISWAP terrorists and recovered dangerous weapons in an attack on the stronghold of the insurgents in the Timbuktu Triangle of the Lake Chad region, Borno State. Director, Army Public Relations Major General Onyema Nwachukwu said during the operation, terrorists had recovered 1 MRAP, 1 gun truck, 1 Dushka machine gun, 1 AK-47 rifle, and 1 locally fabricated gun. Troops also captured 1 rocket-propelled grenade, RPG bomb, 273 rounds of 7.62mm special ammunition, 1 pumping machine, 65 Dushka links, 48 general-purpose machine gun links, and 3 motorbikes. The Chief of Army Staff has commended the troops for the successful operations and charged them to remain resilient and sustain the momentum of the operation. Now, the Inspector General of Police, IGP Olakayode Egbetokun, says the police will continue to give priority to the safety and security of schools nationwide. Egbetokun said this in Abuja at the inauguration of a training of safe schools for state coordinators and divisional police officers, DPOs. The event also featured inauguration platforms, vehicles, and equipment for the Safe School program. Egbetokun said that the training was designed to equip state coordinators and DPOs nationwide with comprehensive knowledge and strategies on the national plans for the Safe Schools initiative. According to him, this aimed at crafting a definite strategy for collaboration between the police and other vital stakeholders to ensure a more protected learning environment for school children. He said the inauguration of the equipment was to optimize the human and material resources of the Nigerian police in combating crimes, particularly those targeting educational institutions. The leadership of the Nigerian Labour Congress (NLC) has declared that it would no longer accept invitations to attend late-night meetings with the federal government, especially on the eve of its planned industrial actions. NLC President Joe Ajero at a press conference in Abuja said such gatherings were typically a ploy to mislead the Congress and prevent it from carrying out its scheduled protests or strikes. He also explained that such late-night engagements with federal government give Nigerians the wrong impression of the Congress, as they are perceived to be discussing other things other than the main issue on ground. The Labour leader maintained that the leadership of NLC would only attend meetings with the government officials when actions have not been declared. Federal government attempts to put an end to last Tuesday's nationwide protest failed because there was no resolution to the meeting with the organized labor leadership that took place behind closed doors last Sunday. And on the foreign scene now, the state-run electricity company of Ghana has cut power supplies to the parliament over a debt of 23 million Ghana cedis. The outage interrupted a debate on the President's State of the Nation speech. Reports say a backup power generator restored power to the chamber a few minutes later, but other parts of the Parliament building remained without power for most of the day before supplies were restored. Members of Parliament and parliamentary staff who were using the elevator when the abrupt blackout hit were stuck. The power company's communications director, William Boateng, told newsmen that they had resorted to disconnecting power because of Parliament's refusal to honor demand notices to pay up. Boateng added that electricity was restored later in the day after Parliament paid 13 million CD and made a pledge to settle the remaining debt within a week. At least 112 Palestinians are said to have been killed and 760 injured trying to get desperately needed aid in Gaza. Crowds descended on the convoy in Gaza City in the presence of Israeli tanks. Israel's military says tanks fired warning shots but did not strike targets, added that many of the dead were trampled. Hamas rejected Israel's account, saying there was undeniable evidence of direct firing of citizens. The UN Security Council scheduled a closed-door emergency meeting to discuss the incident, during which Algeria, the Arab representative on the body, put forward a draft statement blaming Israeli forces for opening fire. Palestinian UN Ambassador Riyad Mansour, who spoke to me, said 14 of the council's
قدامي بقت تصاوب وناس ورايا بقت تنطخ ناس برؤوسها وناس بايديها وناس برجليها سيبنا الكراتين سيبنا الاكل سيبنا المساعدات كل يوم منطخ منا بيجي مليون واحد صرنا صار الدم مقابل الاكل صار الدم مقابل الاكل مساعدات كذابه بدهاش اكل.
A massive blaze in a 6-story shopping mall in the Bangladeshi capital Dhaka has killed at least 45 people and wounded dozens. The fire, which struck a green post-cottage shopping mall, started in a well-made restaurant on the first floor, and the 2 units of firefighters partly for 2 hours to douse the flames. Doctors said most of the dead suffocated, with others dying as a result of the flame. Dozens of people are being treated for burn wounds in 2 state-run hospitals. A top fire service official, Brigadier General Lee Woodin, said the fire could have originated from a gas leak or stove. Relatives had gathered at the hospital to receive the bodies of the dead, with some running outside the emergency department. Health Minister Samantha Lal Sen told newsmen that he expected the death toll to rise. Now from America comes this report that President Joe Biden and Donald Trump have made competing visits to the U.S. border in Texas, each seeking to stress
the efforts that have ramped up in recent months. Meanwhile, President Biden tried to put pressure on Congress to act. Foxfor's Blake Hansen in studio with more on the visits. Blake.
Steve, they're hardened infrastructure that's led to court battles with the Biden administration.
The operation that they showed me is nothing less than incredible. And I'll say this, it's a military operation. I mean, we have a this is like a war. It's a military operation.
Trump and Abbott also called out President Biden, saying his visit was obligatory.
He's in some sanitized location in the Brownsville area, not seeing the
roughly 325 miles away, Mr. Biden.
And on entertainment, renowned international media and social entrepreneur, talk show host and creative director Clara Chizobah is poised to make history with a Guinness World Record attempt for the longest interview in a marathon. Mavis Victor tells us more.
Clara Chizobah is set to embark on this ambitious project for the longest interviewing marathon of the Guinness World Records as she seeks to leverage this historic endeavor to propel her career in media to new heights. The attempt will hold between March 8th and 10th in Spain.
Now, are you going to be interviewing someone or is someone going to be interviewing you? You need to clear this for us to better understand?
Yeah. So I am going to be interviewing over 50 people across the globe, and it's for 55 hours.
Similarly, a Benue State-born chef, popularly known as Chef Naira Victor, has embarked on a 135-hour cooking marathon for 6 days in a bid to set a new Guinness World Record. Prominent Nigerians, including the Speaker of Benue State House of Assembly, Andona Dajo, amongst others, have trooped into the venue of the cookathon to have a taste of the food. Nigerian gospel singer